Hey guys, how are you guys doing? It has been an eventful morning, so I apologize for the technical difficulties. Like I said, for a brief second, I started having issues, and then all of a sudden my computer just went bloop, and I just didn't know what to do. So that's why I had to go into our actual system and go into the phone. I had to go into my phone system and actually take care of some things and actually shut down the live. So just wanted to say I apologize about that. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Um, and we should be going good here real quick. Last little bit, I'll bring in part of the community here, and then we should be ready to go 100%. I hope everybody's doing well this morning, and just I think everybody has, we all know one thing we can guarantee, right, is that there's going to be issues in life. That is, like, if there's going to be one issue that if there's one thing I can guarantee anybody on the face of this earth, right, is that there's going to be issues and you're going to have problems. That's a guarantee. You can take that to the bank 100%. That's Pedro wisdom right there. It is how you handle it and how you rebound from it. Right, Crypto Bull? Right, Mike? And we can't hear you, Mike. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm hoping you can hear me. You should be able to hear me. Let me make sure 100% you guys can hear me.
Pedro, how you doing today?
I am excellent. It is good to see you. It is good to see you. So, or I guess good to hear you. It's
Yeah.
good. What are we
So,
gonna do?
I know we had a couple technical difficulties there, but definitely wanted to hop on real quick, say hi to everybody, and yeah, man, what do you got going on out there?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of cool stuff. I mean, we got a lot of good news, or I'm gonna say call it good news, but um, Michael Slayer is being inundated. Real quick. Actually, you know what? Let me start everything real quick here. While we're doing this, and I can make this real quick. I already did this before. We have market cap of 966 billion. Bitcoin sitting at 19,700, and it's down 1.7%. Ethereum 1500 sitting at about 1.6 down for the day percent. We have BNB sitting at 273. It is down 3.26 for the day. XRP down to 32 cents. It is down 1% for the day. I'm just going to do a quick little, just the top 4 or 5. Cardano, which is in the news today, we'll go over some of the stuff there. 44 cents. It is down 1.8, almost 2%. And Solana, which is not in the news, that would be Matic. That was in the news. It's sitting at $30, sitting at down 13% for the day. Holy moly! Holy moly! In case you want to know if that moly was holy, just letting you know. So,
All right.
all
Yeah,
right.
not bad numbers. I think that
Not
10
bad.
years, 10 years playing on everything today a bit, man.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think you nailed a good point. Many of the many of our followers here know that I went over the 10-year little yesterday, saying it was about to pop. So the reason why when the 10-year pops, everything else drops, because you have an inverse relationship. Oh, in the past, we've had pretty inverse relationship. Inverse means that it's the opposite. So when one goes up, the other one goes down. It's where you're inverse with something, right, versus inverse, right, means you're opposite. So the reason I'm
Can
saying that is
you explain that a little bit better?
when one a
No,
better
I
word to
think
use
we
is
got it. We got it. We got it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
so they're uncorrelated or non-correlated. Actually, that's not even the right word too. Let's just pull it up here real quick. Give me
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, that 10-year moves, people are, looking for, more of a risk off environment at that point, right? I mean, that would be what's going on.
Yeah, it's exactly what's actually going on. So, basically meaning that when the market is going down, they flee to safety. Like if you're worth $1 billion and you're in the stock market, you have exposure to the stock market, you want to pull your money out and typically put it somewhere that's safe, whether that's gold, whether that is the 10-year bonds, or even
Crypto.
yeah, Well, yes, for us, we sit there and we go, this is a safe spot because it's, we're buying at discounted prices. But for others, it might be a little bit different.
I'll
So it's
tell
a
you,
little,
the beauty of crypto, Pedro, as you're doing that, is any given day you can find a gem out there, and you know, it's an amazing thing that's been offered to the people of the world. I'm in a project right now, not to mention it, but it's definitely got it's doing very well. And really, the thing that's coolest to me is I see some people posting on Telegram that are from, you know, nations that are not as well off as a lot of Western nations, and some people have posted pictures of their buys that they bought like $4 worth, and now that's worth like $100, and to that person, that's huge. It's huge. They had $4 to buy something, and now they've turned it into that and possibly a lot more. And it's really a great thing for people to have that opportunity around the world.
yeah, and that's the thing that I think is so beautiful is that with crypto, right? You can put in like you can put in 10, $15. Let's say $10 or $15, which for an average American it's what you would go out to eat with, right? Or maybe back in the day you would fill maybe half your gas tank up, right?
Definitely
And
word of advice, Pedro. If you're taking a beautiful woman out to dinner, go for more than that, buddy. Okay, just to help
yeah.
you out, man. All right, but go ahead.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I would agree. Thank you so much for that. Words of wisdom by Bull. Um,
Just here to
uh,
help you, man. Go ahead. Yeah.
thank you. So one of the things that I bring up, I actually forgot what I was even thinking about. Oh, world. So $15 to us wouldn't necessarily. It's just going out to eat real quick, right? But to somebody in the third world country, right? That's a big deal because that 13 or that $15 could turn into, or actually, a $4 amount of American dollars could turn into $100, and that $4 is a day's wage, maybe even a week's wage, right? In these countries, and so all of a sudden, you turn that $4 into now $100. That's something that they can send their child to college, put that away into something that will start earning pretty big interest for them so that they can actually maybe open up a business or start something online. So it's just one of those things that I feel like it's a big deal. It's a very big deal,
Yeah.
and only
No,
crypto can do it. Give you a
it's
hundred.
incredible. Literally just while I'm watching here, the chart is even going parabolic even more. And I know for some of those people in super early on this one, they're in a great
spot. Sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know what else in the world right now gives you that opportunity to get those kind of gains. I just don't. Maybe you can tell me.
Unless you're an active trader and actually how to trade, which takes 5-10 years of being in front of a screen and being able to sit there and look at it. It's very rare. I mean, you don't unless you strike on a great business and then you become the leader real quick from that. That's. But apart from that, I don't know. I mean, like if you know of, let me know. Shoot, why are you holding out on me, Mike?
I think I found it, Pedro.
Yeah, it's already there. It's already there. Nah, definitely. So for whatever reason, it is not pulling up. Hello. And this is what happened before my thing started messing up. Hello.
I can hear you. I'm not sure if it's me breaking up or you are, man. But having a little interference here. I only got a couple more minutes anyway because we're up to the time we were gonna run it out to. But I can stay on a couple more here if you want.
Yeah, that would be great. Give me 1 second. I do not understand why this is happening. Okay. Hello. So let's go over some new stuff here real quick though. So while we have people here. Um, do you have anything on your side that you want to bring up real quick?
What's that, Pedro?
Do you have anything that you want to bring up on your side, news-wise?
Honestly, I've been working pretty hard on different things that I'm doing here. So, the big thing that I'm looking at is just that overall market, what's going on, moving into September right now is
Yep.
a time where
Earnings.
obviously things will get, very active again. So, that's really, really where I'm at on that. I'm look forward to getting the full podcast rolled out, hopefully on Spotify and iTunes and all next week. So that's what we're focusing on the show side right here, and excited to see what we can get out there.
I would agree. Yes. And now if I could pull up some of my new stuff. So also just from my memory, I know that Matic is, I believe Cardano and Matic are both going to be accepting of the new launch of Ethereum 2.0. That's also another thing that's actually really cool within crypto that we're seeing. Many people are willing to accept and work with Ethereum 2.0. Also, ADA was just listed on Robinhood. So that's another big deal as we see. So as it moves forward. Now, when we look at the chart here real quick, here we go, ADA. We did see a bit of a pump, but not. But I don't know if it's short term. We know that I remember when Dogecoin really when it got listed onto I'm sorry, my brain just kind of went left field for a second. So yeah, we all know when Doge got listed on the on Robinhood, it basically was doing phenomenal. It was gangbusters. It went to the moon, right? That's when we saw the push, and then Elon Musk came in, and it was crazy there, right? So it's interesting to see that now that we're at this point, and at I don't understand. I would have thought that Robinhood would have listed Cardano maybe at the beginning of a bull run, or maybe push. Maybe they think we're gonna get into a bull run, right? Like who knows? But we did see a nice little push when it comes to the actual system itself. We can see here that they had a nice little push today, but it's still kind of sold off after it. So I bet you it's hitting. We hit that 89.50 period moving average and had a little sell off. But it's just real interesting to see what's going on with that. Give me 1 second.
About that, but let me try that and I'll be back in a moment. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So Mike is right now also handling a few things. He's part of a call channel that's pretty big, and so he's handling certain things with them. So he's willing to also come on here and work with me and kind of talk about stuff like this. Also, the other thing that I want to bring up is that with what's going on with Robinhood, and I know they're having some issues and problems. We definitely are looking to actually gauge and I think that they need to bring in some revenue, right? And so as a stock, one of the best ways you could actually bring some hype as well as some more new customers is through Robinhood, right? So or through crypto, right? Crypto, there are people around the world. People will open up many new, things with them. So it'd be really interesting to see what's going on there. If Robinhood, so my brain is all over the place. So I'm sorry. I'm like watching my screens, computers right now, and I'm just hoping that I'm still live and that I'm flowing here. So we'll find out what happens. Here we go. So the other thing that I want to bring up as well as, and I find it very interesting, so that the US dollar index hits a 20-year high of 109. I want to bring that up here because the reason why this is important, and we've talked about this on the show already about the dollar, and why it's important that if it continues to go high, why it's going to hurt. Now you guys can see here, this is where I drew in my, let me pull it up here, my supply zone. So we'll see if it continues up or down here. We can see here that I have marked up in this area here. Give me 1 second. Right here to, looks about right here. So this is my general, so about 107 to 109. Now if you trade, if you see here, like if you trade, I know this is a huge range. One of the things that you guys can see here is we are putting in pretty nice buyer wicks down in this area here. So we are continuing up. I do see us still continuing. We might have a short retracement this month to come down to this area of this level here. We did not put in any big buyer wicks here. So I do see us coming down, at least testing this area. So we might see a retracement here off that dollar. But the reason why that's important is simply because this will affect the rest of the world and how they actually have the money to be able to do business and being able to buy crypto. So there's so many factors within crypto that you have this give and take on a macro perspective. I forget the guy's name. I absolutely love him. I would suggest his name is I think it's Elion. Man, I'm messing it all up, man. There we go. Elton trades crypto. The guy's phenomenal from a macro standpoint. I really like how he sees, because he brings in the macro with crypto and how it all interrelates. So he does a great job. I think he has about almost like 800,000. I forget exactly. Let's check him out here real quick. Just we are. I actually had one of his. If you guys are on Telegram, you know how many fake stuff is on it, and so there was somebody that was trying to basically trying to take my money. But the short of it, this is the guy's name, Elion. Elion trades crypto. So I like this guy. This guy goes over some really great macro stuff. Check him out. I think you guys would like him. But it's something that I do dig off of. It's pretty dope. And additionally to it, you guys can see here that we are hitting these levels. These levels are important because if we do start to see a sell-off, we'll see maybe a push in crypto buying and allowing people to be able to afford to buy more crypto. But in additionally to that, I also want to point out that when it comes to the dollar and what it's pegged off of, it's pegged off of the Japanese yen, and then also it's pegged to the euro. So as both starts to drop, we typically will keep rising. So if you look, and this is what I'm pointing out, because this is something that people may not want to hear, but I just want to give my viewers a quick little view of this. I honestly see, and these are what's the word I'm looking for? These are not necessarily, truth that may actually happen, but I do see us potentially coming down. I do see the euro potentially coming down to the 86 mark. And I know that sounds crazy, right? We're talking this could potentially decouple the whole entire world if that was to happen. But I've seen things like that. I have looked at things. So obviously these are some of the buying opportunities that you may see come into the euro. But if we continue down, I do see us coming down into this area. The only gleam of hope that I have legitly is the fact that we do have no wick here, right? Like this is, I like the fact that we shot down first. We have a demand zone here, and then we are putting in buyers sitting here. right? There are buyers stepping in. You can see here on the euro. So these are this is my glimmer of hope when it comes to the movement of the market. But this right here, though, and granted, this is the monthly chart, but I can see it's coming out to that 94 on the euro, and then also that 86. This big drop right here is this is we haven't seen this stuff since 2000 or 2004, so or 2003. You guys can see, or excuse me, 2000 or 2002. So it could be potentially really bad here, because what that means then is that the U.S. dollar would skyrocket, which would make it very difficult for a lot of people to do business, which would throw off a lot of other aspects of things. Um, Hence, the world might even say we no longer want the petrodollar, we no longer want the dollar, we don't want to be pegged to it, and then who knows what may come in place of it. So some people believe it's going to be the yuan. I finally remembered what the Japanese dollar's name was yen. Thanks to Mike, I appreciate you. Um, but it was one of those things that I started sitting there and looking at, going, "Whoa." I don't know why I just forgot it, but I was like, "Whoa, my brain don't remember it." But real quick, jumping back to this, um, the yen, if it decides to start dropping even more as well, the yen I did not. I have this stuff on my other charting system, so stops futures. Japanese yen, CME. So this is another indicator that I do look at to kind of gauge which way we're moving. We should have more data on this. Oh, it's because of the. That's why. All right, whatever. It's not going to pull up. But anyways, I want to bring this up simply because there's some major faults here. We are below these levels here, and there is no real indications that it wants to push up from a fundamental level. I do not know the full system, but I was looking at my other chart, and it basically shows that we could fall literally down to the 6, 5, and 6, 006 area, which right now that's huge. That's really really huge. So it just depends on what the macroeconomics is going to happen in the world. Um, but it's real interesting times that we're living in. Let's go ahead here real quick and look at the S&P 500. S&P 500 for the monthly chart here. You guys can see that we did not again put any real buyer wicks here, so we dropped down first. So typically my initial instinct is that it's going to move back up towards the end of the month and maybe come back and test these areas here. So paying attention to that is really important. If we're going to go down first, then look for that up section, right? So let's go ahead. We are in one of our demand zones here. I believe it is a weekly zone. Yep, it is a weekly zone that we're still sitting in. So we'll see what happens. We have a little pause here the last few days. As we can see it, we've been kind of chilling here. So we'll see if it holds strong and continues up. I don't think so. I think it's going to come back down and test, like I said, the 73837 mark area. Potentially really that 3566 or the 3566 area here for the monthly 200. That right there, I think that's the weekly. It's the weekly 200 sitting right here. So yeah, that's important, guys. We also have the monthly 59 moving up closer to the 200 on the weekly here. So it's another area of support that is going to most likely hold in this area here for a while at least. Um, yeah. Now let's go ahead and pull back here to the dollar, because as if the U.S. market starts to keep dropping, we're going to see that dollar keep rallying. And so my next support level here, or not support, but supply level here, is $17 to $18 mark. This area here it's a substantial level, because just if we run all the way up here again, it's like what I've talked about. It's going to make life for a lot of the third world countries, a lot of the companies out there that supply a lot of our needs and wants here in America, is going to have, they're just not going to be able to do business, be able to, it's just going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. So we'll find out. And then let's go ahead and look at crude oil here real quick. Here we see a little bit of a retracement back in this area, which has been nice. A bit of reprieve since the 130, 125 area mark. So this is kind of a nice area. We did have a little bounce over here and then a sell-off through it, retest into the supply zone right in here, or at least previous demand turns into supply. Now we're having a sell-off. So the next spot that we can guarantee is most likely going to come into this area. We will start to see that 89 and 100 come up in this area as well. So it's going to act as a nice little, if you're long or if you're looking to go long on crude oil, this is also a previous support level, which has now become demand. So we can definitely see things come in, go sideways for a minute and then push back up, or we push through this and we come back down into this level over here. Hopefully, at least when it comes to many people's pocketbooks, that we see crude oil drop down. But we'll find out what happens in the future. All right, let's check out Bitcoin here real quick. Yep, I did not mean to do that. Let's check out the huh. I do not know this one. I'll find out. This. All right, so as we look here on the monthly, because it is a new month here, so we want to look at things. We have that 50 coming around, still sitting right here. Be paying attention to our zone here. It looks like it's probably going to pop below it, just because what's going on with the macro side of economics. From a trading standpoint, I would be looking to short the market as it comes back and retest up to that 8. You can see here that we've been following it pretty strong since the mid of August. So you can see that we've been hitting it and bouncing off of it. We are in this consolidation period here. So typically when we're in a consolidation period, it will do a larger sell-off into a new area, pop back up, retest, and then push through to go down to the downside. A lot of times they do that simply just to mess with people and to get them to get thrown off. So just to throw that out there for you guys. Also, down at these levels here, 1 second, it's breaking up on me. Got it. Here we go. So let's go ahead and look at this here real quick. Like I said, the Bitcoin is probably going to be coming down here this month. So it's just what I see kind of going on here. Another leg down to that 18, 17,000. And then if we go below that, like again, drop, pull back, drop even further down. Let's go into ETH here real quick. You got the ETH merge coming up here. So we did push through this area. We're coming back. So as you guys can see, we pushed through, come back, retest, hit a supply area with typically a moving average of either the 8 or 20, right? And then typically continue down. So we'll turn this into, now this is important that it is holding on and bouncing off of that 50 period moving average on the daily. So it will most likely, when we hit this again down the road, if it continues down, it's going to bounce off of it and continue down. So it's something like when I'm looking at this, I'm definitely paying attention to these little things, because as we continue down, the 50 will sooner or later turn down. And the first time we touch it, I am definitely looking for some type of reaction with it. You can see here how it held this, and then now it's fallen off of this and continuing down. So for me, I would definitely be paying more attention. You can see how we cut through the 89 and 100 period moving average here. It found a little bit of support right in this area here from yesterday, but we have no wick here. There's no buyer wick kicking in. So we did bounce off of this, but we pushed through the 100, and the 89 did pierce it. So for me, I'm looking at this. Let me make sure. No, I did not pierce. It did hold. But it sold off through this area here. So to me, I'm more bearish than bullish, just simply because we have these lower levels here on Ethereum. Like I said, we most likely will come and touch. So we also have the monthly, the monthly 50 period moving average sitting right here. Then in additionally to that, we also have that 200 period moving average sitting right in this area here. So these are little areas here that I like to grab a couple bucks here and there, just so that, you know, if it moves up, you can capture a little bit of profit on this. But the biggest thing also here is this: you have correlated with it for whatever reason. I do not know why that 50 is sitting there, but it's sitting as a weekly 50. Weekly 50 is right there. Must have. Yeah, so our weekly 50, we did tap it, and then now it looks like we're probably going to continue down from probably today into tomorrow, maybe even touch this area right here. So be paying attention to that, guys. Let's go to BNB here real quick. BNB is sitting at some levels here. I've been bullish on BNB just simply because how strong it's been in comparison to the other markets, right? Like it's been holding. But we definitely did push through to this level here. So we came up. If you would have caught some of this level, you would have caught a little bit of cash, but it did sell off. So we're gonna move that. I'm looking, like I said, wait for, if it sells off, wait for the retracement and then the continuation of that retracement. So drop, right? I'll see a drop, base, rally into a drop, base, drop. This will turn into a base. So this is going to be the drop, base, drop into this level right here. But on a micro level or daily level, right? We'll sit there and see a drop. We'll see a base, a rally up to it, and then that will go from a rally base drop into this level right here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, jump on YouTube, type in rally base rallies, drop base drops in regards to trading. Another drop base drop and rally base rallies. Those and go back and hit pause down the road. You can go back and listen to what I just said, but jump on YouTube and you'll be able to capture that. So it'll be cool. Let's go ahead and jump right into ADA here real quick. Like I said earlier, Cardano has definitely done a good job here. They're doing some good stuff. Like I said, they just listed on Robinhood. I would have thought they would have had more of a push here, but like I said, Robinhood ain't what it used to be. Robinhood is definitely not what it used to be. So I just find that really, really interesting. Also, let me go ahead and pull this out here real quick. And actually, I want to even add to that. Let me see if I can find the Matic US dollar. Yep, I already do that. Ethereum merge. Yeah, that was the other thing. So OpenSea confirms it's willing to support Ethereum's merge to proof of stake. So that's a big deal because if they're not willing to work with Ethereum, that's going to have some major issues, right? Especially if you want to launch on Ethereum and you want to use the new platform or the new protocol that they built for it. I guess merge. I mean, it's really the same protocol, but just proof of stake now. The consensus protocol is a is different versus it being a proof of work, right? So the fact is, if OpenSea was to fight against it, that would be they would. I think they would lose more money not really working with them. So that's another thing we want to be paying attention to. The other thing I forgot to mention is that the U.S. orders NVIDIA to halt top AI chips selling to China now, or China and Russia, which is basically because we have sanctions against them, right? And NVIDIA is a U.S. company, ultimately, or they sell to us a lot. So this is really interesting. I'm not for or against our politicians buying or selling off of the stock market. According to our laws, it is okay for um, our politicians to go ahead and buy stocks, even with the information that they have. There's actually law that says they need to disclose it in a filing, but they can, with insider information, trade the market. Most people do not know that. So the reason why I say that is Nancy Pelosi sold off all her shares of NVIDIA 1 month ago. 1 month ago, she sold everything. So I find that very interesting as a politician. How would you know? Obviously, she knew something was coming down the road. So it's just very interesting. And she's made a number of great calls like this, where she sells off. If you go and look at her history of her stocks trade, you can actually see that she's very lucky, very lucky. So, good for her, man. It makes me want to strive to be a politician, right? So I can trade and not get busted with all the insider information. Also, DC. I think I already went over this. Mr. Saylor is basically he's the he is the what is he? The chairman of MicroStrategies, which is pretty much a Bitcoin investor. They buy cryptos and they buy primarily. He's a Bitcoin billionaire, and so excuse me. He's basically being sued by the DC Attorney General Carl A. Racine, basically for tax fraud. So that's according to him. We'll find out how that comes out and how that all works out. Well, that's going to be really interesting to see what goes along with that. And then yesterday we did find out that India reports an annual GDP growth. Oh, I did not say this. I was going to say this with Bull. India reports an annual GDP growth of 13.5%. This is through April through June quarter. So that's a pretty big explosion for their nation, right? That's huge. That means that people aren't buying through China, they're buying through India and other places like Mexico. And it's really interesting to see this geopolitical craziness that's going on. So it's really interesting. Really interesting. A lot of this stuff that I'm looking at is also, if you want to jump on Twitter, you can find this stuff at Watcher Guru. Also, I look at Decrypt Media. I like them a lot just because some of the stuff that they're going in. I also wanted to talk about this. So crypto lender Celsius files for a return custody to return custody clients' funds. So basically, they want to return their money. They locked up a bunch of people's money during their craziness, and so people have not been able to get their money back. Also, I believe that there was a, pardon me, I did not want to sneeze in your guys' ears. So basically, crypto lender Celsius files to return custody of clients' funds. Celsius said these funds are not part of the bankruptcy estate, unlike funds from earned or borrowed clients. So that's cool. It's awesome that they're going to do that, and I respect that. That's something that you look at and you're like, okay, I respect that. He wants to take care of people. If you want to go through, the article is at CoinDesk.com as well. It's another one that I really like looking at. If you go on Twitter and just hit CoinDesk, that's COIN Desk DESK. But I typically peruse through these and I check out many of good articles that I think would be very interesting for us to look at, and just kind of the highlights as well. Proof of stake, miners from running, investors here real quick. Crypto is full of jargon that may be daunting or confusing to financial advisors and clients. Yes, it's very interesting. I will sit there and talk about, like, people are financial advisors. So I start talking crypto with them, right? Talking about protocols, projects, and I have to I have to figure out a way, like, okay, so a coin is like a stock, right? Staking is like a bond that you buy a CD, and there's different types of staking, right? And so the yields that we gain from it. So it's very interesting as I communicate with financial advisors, trying to relate what or correlation between words so that they can, because remember, it's all about terms, and there's a lot of terms that are just kind of crazy. So whenever you're talking with your friends, remember that they are not experts, and it's going to be very confusing to them most likely. So it's always best to just simply talk with them, like, okay, this is what this is like, this is what that's like. So yeah, that's in a nutshell when it comes to the news. One last little one here real quick. I'll pull up. There was one that I wanted to talk about. Come on. And I actually got this one. It's a CNBC. It's a CNBC Crypto World News is what it's under. You can actually find it underneath one of those stuff. And so basically, just talk about the merge of Ethereum's new or 2.0. They basically explain that where are all these miners going to go who've been mining Ethereum for years, and has, and what are they going to do with, are they going to try to create a new one? Are they going to have a fork where literally people stick on the Ethereum, the old Ethereum proof of work? And will that be, and I just found that interesting because the fact is that, and like in the original traditional finance, this would be a negative. I think this would not work. Like this just wouldn't work. But within crypto, because it's all about community, and the community is what drives an actual ecosystem. Excuse me. They're not dictated by governmental laws and sometimes reality. Sometimes this group of people, when we look at Shiba Inu or we look at Luna, right? Like Luna is another example of just things that just should not working. So that's just how it is. So we're actually going to look at Luna here, but to jump back to Ethereum, where are those? And I'd love for you guys to comment in, but how will a miner of the old mining system of Ethereum be able to, who's going to use that? Who's going to need, who's going to buy the old Ethereum and consistently, mine it and then pay those higher gas fees? So it's going to be really interesting to sit there and see with that. Also, let's talk about Luna. Now, Luna, where is Luna? For whatever reason, Luna is not there. Let me try it out here again. One more second, guys. All right, it right here. Okay, so I do have it. There we are. It was just misplaced. There we are. Boom. So let's check out Luna here. Luna here is really interesting. Luna, Terra Labs, right? We know that they basically had their fall from grace, um, all the way up here, and so then they printed a ton of, they printed a ton of coins, right? And so it basically devalued the whole entire ecosystem. And those coins were actually bought up by a lot of people, and so there are people who bought originally at these levels, way up in these levels, right? Like when Terra Luna was, $50, $100, right? Like they were buying, they had bought all the way up in here. Give me 1 second. So, and literally Luna, I think at its peak, forgive me if I'm wrong here. I think we're in, yeah, it was $115. So there were people who'd bought Terra Luna up in this area. Then it had its fall from grace. Now it sits literally at these levels here. And so I say this because you never know what's going to happen within a coin, right? You just do not know, right? Ultimately, it is it's a community that runs it. And so if that community is not willing to die or say die, i.e. Shiba Inu, right? Even though the ones who run that ecosystem may really be horrible people and they fall away, they get sent to jail, whatever, it's the community that holds that coin. And this is that prime example of Terra Luna. You have this dogmatic group of people who believe in Terra Luna, that have raised up new leaders, that are running things, right? And you can see that they're pumping their coin. That community is building its community even more so. And so we've seen some major points. Now I should have been looking at Terra Luna. And this is my bad. I'm upset with myself because this was a perfect setup. And literally, we got above the 100 period moving average. We have supply all the way up in this area here. And you could see this was just an easy run up to here. So I'm sorry about my followers. I should have let you guys know about that. But yeah, this is a beautiful thing right here. And additionally to that, if we do get past this point, we don't got another supply area until we get all the way up to this area. Now, I actually had a very smart friend, our friend Mike, because they did dilute their coin here, right, dramatically. Will supply and demand work? I don't know. I don't know. I do know that the next supply level is all the way up at, I think, 3 cents, right? And we're sitting at 0.0002. So that's, that's at least, a 20 or at least a 10x, 10 or 15x from this moment here up. I don't know. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. I know that they're already at $1 billion, right? So to move up from here, that would be like almost a 20 billion, 40 billion, right? And so we don't know. We don't know what's going on, but we know this is a low coin right now. Be careful here, guys, those who are buying here. We are in a supply zone. I would say if you're looking to buy in, again, come down to this level here or come down, wait for maybe a flash crash real quick to come down to the 00010, the 1057 area here, kind of like down in these areas here. Or even the 12 area, the 0.00012 area. So I just want to throw that out there. Let's go ahead and get back to our normal stuff. Oh, and one last little thing. If this starts to go crazy, okay, and you start to see that thing just fly, boom, 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 and when we start seeing it climb, have an have an exit strategy. I don't want to see people, see their bag go swell up to 100, $200,000, and then come back down to nothing, right? We don't know about the Terra project. It could just be one big pump right now, and then it fall back down. We've seen this thousands of times within crypto. So, and with many, right now we're in a bear market. So that's the other thing I want to bring up to light, that we're in a bear market. So make sure that we're mindful of that stuff. All right. Let's jump back into the normal view of what we go over here real quick. Give me 1 second. Next one. I'm just pulling up my list that I want to go over here with you guys. So we should be good. There we go. This is today. Yep, this is today. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna pull up this right now. We're gonna go in. I think we went over ETH, BNB, XRP. Let's pull up XRP here real quick. So XRP is sitting at some certain levels. Like I said, I do expect this. It is putting in a doji to the downside. So I do expect us to come down to that 29 area this month. We could see it basically just go like in a very just nonchalant way down, higher, lower highs and lower lows. If we do that, I do see us blowing through our demand zone here. If this quickly drops, then I do see that I would say that this demand zone will most likely hold. All right, but we'll find out from that. After that, guys, we're down at the 21.17 mark area here as well. That's the next. So these two are the next ones that we're looking. If it does continue to drop, if it does continue to go up, we're probably going to run it. Well, actually, we've already blown through this area here. So let's go ahead. Remove that. These are no longer fresh. I would say look for this area here, guys, for that. And let's check out the month and see if any of the monthly ones have moved. Yeah, there we go. That 50 still sitting. So let's check out the weekly. The weekly right here. There we go. And then, so yeah, so be looking for this, guys. For XRP, we do have a lot of technical, or we have a lot of SMAs going against it, and a lot of the other technicals are showing that we are in a sideways down market here with them. So look to be buying low with this. Let's go to go into next one, which is going to be, we already did ADA, Solana. Solana is sitting here again at these levels. Looks very similar. It's actually looking more bearish than actually bullish, even more so than XRP and Bitcoin, just simply because we're at these lower levels here. And the next spot really is down at this 18 spot. So that's not good. It is not sitting good for the holders here. If anything, look to maybe fill your bags at these levels here. Let's pull up. Oh yes. Yeah, we were definitely looking at this. I remember. Let me move this down here. All right, excellent, guys. All right, so you can see here that we're in between this area. I see it's moving down even further. down into to these lower levels, guys. That's just how I see it. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. When you do nothing but talk, your voice starts to get a little bit raspy. So give me 1 second. Drink some water here. Man, some of those guys who talk for 3 or 4 hours, man, on some of this stuff is really impressive. It really is impressive. So whenever they can just keep talking without their voice getting all like scratchy. All right, let's check out Dogecoin here real quick. There we are. Dogecoin, like I said, I was not bullish on this at all, just simply because we have the new candle. You can see here that we came back. We weren't even able to test that monthly. We kind of tested. We hit the zone, barely didn't even actually hit it. We just came up and touched. We just came right above it and then sold off. So for the month, so I would definitely be looking for a sell off this month. Like again, like I say, be ready for a push up. If we push up into these areas here, be ready for it to turn on at the end of the month to come down. Just simply because if it pushes up, we'll know real quick what it's going to do. I'm just gonna pull this up here real quick. Right here. So with that, again, we have more higher time frame estimates below us, which basically screams to me that we want to go lower. And that's pretty much the same that we're seeing down in here. We have that 200 as well as the 400 period moving average right here. Excuse me. All right, so you guys can see here where we're sitting at right now. It's pretty sitting right at these levels. So let me go ahead and put these here real quick for whatever reason. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, so that it's an indicator to be able to sit there and see. It's a really big indicator. So I definitely have a hard stop. Definitely at these levels here. That 400 period moving average, and then on top of that, you have the monthly and the weekly. Yeah, I do see it stopping at that 3 cent mark. This area here, I would be shocked if we swim below the 2 to 3 cent mark. You've got some major indicators sitting right there. And I do see it. I'm definitely going to be a big buyer at that 3 cent mark, 3 to 4 cent mark area in between here. We'll see it go sideways here for a while, or we might just come down, tap it, and then really skyrocket up. So it'll be really interesting to sit there and see it. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Time frame, that looks the same. Yeah, you guys can see this. We had the sell-off from yesterday. Boom, we hit it. We shot up a little for today, but we'll see what happens. We'll put in probably a couple of days of doji until Friday. Today's Thursday, so we should probably put another doji in and then see it kind of push through this over the weekend. Be interesting to see if we do. It's already been tested here, so probably by Monday we might be at that 5 cent mark here. You can see how we're testing that 8 period moving average constantly. So be looking at that. All right, next, let's go ahead and go into Doge Dot. You guys can see here and see it is holding that 8 period moving average, similar to what we saw with everything else. Let's check out the monthly here real quick. That's pretty much it. It's the same. Let's go ahead and go into Matic. I think we've already checked out Matic, but we'll pull it up one more time. It is showing some pretty strong resilience at this level here. So, okay. Yeah, we're bouncing up. We're up first, which typically means what? Down second. So we'll see what happens here. It's the first day of the month. Are we hitting any daily? Yeah, we're hitting some junctional points here where we're seeing a sell-off here from this level. So maybe down in this level, maybe look to buy. We also have that 20-period moving average sitting right here from the weekly as well. Or maybe it's the monthly. Oh. Weekly's coming down here, so these are these levels here that you need to be paying attention to. Excellent. All right, next. All right. Man, for whatever reason, this is not wanting to work. Put this in. Let's see. All right. So Matic showing some strength there, but we are hitting this junctional point. So be paying attention to this, guys. If we start to show some weakness here, be ready for a sell-off down into the area here. So if not lower. You guys go next one. Let's go into SHIB. So SHIB, here we go. Yeah. Definitely see this coming down here, at least in between these moving averages, guys. Definitely see that on definitely daily. Monthly, big seller market literally dropped from the actual period moving average. So yeah, this looks like another drop. This is looking like another drop from here. A lot of these are the same ones. So I'm Leo. Actually, you know what, guys? I'm looking at this now. These pretty much are all, they looking the same. There's not much of a change here. So I'm probably going to start doing some day trading here for you guys just to show you kind of like what I do. Obviously, I'm not going to share all my personal secrets, but I'll probably start sharing you on the day trading because these pretty much look the same until we get into the intraday where you can play the intraday. So it's really interesting to see where we're at. And a lot of these other cryptos, they are, I'm waiting, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like they're waiting for something to happen. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, many blessings, and I will see you guys. No, not tomorrow. I am headed on vacation tomorrow and for a week. I'll come on in the morning, probably just share news, go over the show with Mike and Brinks. They'll come on and we'll have a good time. Probably Josh as well. I'm probably not going to do much of the charting just simply because I am I'm going to be focusing on my vacation and I'm not looking to be trading. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. No, today. Why do I keep saying tomorrow? I'll see you guys today. Well, I guess I have seen you guys today. You guys have a blessed day, and I will see you guys soon. All right, many blessings. I will do the show on Monday, and then from Monday, we'll just do news. All right, guys, many blessings, and I'll talk to you guys soon.